What's up, people? How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's Alexander, obviously. The sun is shining bright like a diamond. How are we all doing on this lovely Monday day? Starting your 60-day fat loss diet soon. Good for you. Hopefully that unfats you, or at least gives you a boost, so to speak, in your unfatting process. I'm doing fucking great. Thanks for asking. Alright, let's just start talking. I don't feel like waiting any longer. So, BioFeedback, understanding BioFeedback. Someone mentioned this on the timeline. I think it was Candace. Essentially, there's a tweet that was made that it said to the effect of that if you pay attention to your body, you can learn how to improve your health. And that idea of paying attention to your body, that's not a new idea. That's not a novel idea. The technical term for that is biofeedback. But that is an eternal idea that's been around for as long as human beings have had sentient thought. That you are tuned to your own internal signals of what you feel at any given time, and not subjective feel in the sensibility that reality is relative, but feeling in the sense of your own internal mechanisms of health, your own internal mechanisms of metabolism, your own physiology. It's giving you objective data all the time, and by being in tune with yourself that way, by having that kind of alignment, by having that awareness, you can make better health decisions. So you can call this biofeedback. What are signals of biofeedback? Biofeedback is all the signals that your body sends to you all the time that you probably ignore or don't pay attention to. When you feel tired, if you get less than optimal sleep and you feel tired, that's biofeedback. Obviously, you can't deny that you're fatigued if you only slept, let's say, 4 hours a night. That's your body telling you that you're tired. If you don't eat anything for hours and hours and hours and hours, let's say you go 2 days without eating, again, like you feel fatigued, that's biofeedback. So it's nothing fanciful, and it's nothing mystical. It's nothing that's esoteric. It's very objective. Biofeedback is very objective, and it's very mundane. If you eat a certain kind of food and your skin breaks out the next day, that's probably a sign to you that you shouldn't eat that food. If you eat something and you are sluggish and slow and you want to crash and take a nap immediately, probably there was something in what you consumed that was less than optimal for you. You know, today, for example, myself, I actually stopped at a Jamba Juice and got a protein shake, something I really never ever do. It just was one of those sort of what would you even call it? One of those just random occurrences where I was hungry, happened to drive, saw Jamba Juice, thought, why not stop there, and maybe it'll be arguably healthier than, hunting around for like a health food shop. Yeah, on a whim. Yeah, I just did it on a whim. So I got a protein shake from there. Figured it'd take about an hour to digest. I drank that shake, and I literally felt like taking a nap in my car. I actually parked the car, and I just chilled for like an hour and a half. I felt slow as hell. I'm not going to order that shake again. Then I'll go back and I'll assess what the ingredients were in the shake. I think I know what the combination was. It's probably from the protein powder they used. But that's just a sign that, okay, what is that? That's biofeedback. If I eat something and it immediately makes me sluggish and I want to crash, I'm probably not going to eat that thing again. If you're trying to optimize your energy levels, what are the foods that give you energy? What makes you feel energetic? Are you going to eat things that make you feel weighed down? Probably not. If you're trying to improve your internal health, look at your skin health, look at your hair quality, look at your hair, skin, and nails. If you have skin that's breaking out constantly, that's probably a sign to you that you need to change things in your diet. That's a very obvious sign that you need to change things in your diet. Same thing if you have really brittle hair. Same thing if you have low energy. Same thing if you have really poor digestion. Same thing if you have trouble focusing. Same thing if you have brain fog. These are all clear signals to you that something is off internally. How do you go about changing those things? Diet plays an integral role in that. If your hormones are truly messed up, that can require other forms of treatment. But for most people, how do you go about changing your internal health? You change what you consume. Every single thing you consume affects you. That's why I'm so big on the emphasizing the link between lifestyle and depression. You know, are there cases where depression, you could argue that it has a genetic component? Yeah, sure, you definitely can. Is depression highly, highly, highly influenced by nurture and lifestyle? Massively so. Massively, massively so. Mental illness runs in my family, and I could probably say 80% of the mental illness that arises, it's from lifestyle. It's not from your brain just randomly doing things that are mysterious to you. It arises because people take really poor care of themselves, and they're not attuned to their health, they're not attuned to their bodies, they're not attuned to any of those things, and subsequently their choices work against them. They end up making health choices. They just make general lifestyle decisions that are detrimental to their overall well-being. I never realized the reason why I always used to need to drink meals. Yeah, that's really common. Really common that if you are somebody where you go to sit down to eat and you need to drink a ton of water, you're probably kind of dehydrated. That's a very clear sign. If you are well hydrated and you have a healthy digestive system, you should not need to consume a massive amount of water with food. You should not. You should not, period. You should be able to eat a meal without needing to drink glasses and glasses and glasses of water. If that's happening to you, again, that's biofeedback. That's a sign. If you're getting to the end of the day and you're getting headaches, that could, again, simple dehydration. Could be simple dehydration. There's arguments over whether people are really dehydrated or not. I think a lot of people are generally dehydrated because most people simply don't drink any fucking water. I know this from working with clients for years and years. The number of people where the number of people whose water consumption is literally maybe a 16-ounce bottle of water, untold number of people. Constant problem all the time. Telling people to drink more water, saying their skin health gets better, their digestion gets better, they stop getting headaches later in the day. Simple, basic thing, but if it was simple, if it was common sense, everybody would be doing it. Everyone would have it. It's not common, or it's not something that's practiced. Same thing with sleep. How do I optimize my energy? Get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Well, what if I can't do that? Then you fucking can't. Yeah, I made this point a few days ago. Sleep's always going to be fucked if you can't get enough sleep. Energy is always going to be fucked if you can't get enough sleep. Do you recommend melatonin to induce sleep? Not really. I recommend... Sleeping is an issue for people because you are all wired into your devices constantly, and the steps and sequences that take place before you ever go to bed, that plays a larger role than any kind of supplementation. Most of us, we are on our phones up until the minute we lie down. So if that's you, then you could ask about supplements. But if you're staring at your device this close up until midnight or 1 a.m. or 2 a.m., oh gee, why is it so hard to go to sleep? You've got fucking blue light blasting you in your fucking cortex 24/7. Of course, it's gonna be hard to go to sleep. And you also account for the facts that most people don't get any natural light exposure. You also account for the facts that maybe you eat really late. Perhaps you're a high anxiety person and you mentally keep yourself awake. There's a number of reasons. And the whole environment that you have externally and internally, that all contributes to why it's so hard for you to fall asleep and stay asleep. So, taking melatonin, sure, it can be helpful. But you need to break down your routine and break down your daily structure and see what the issues are. Most people's issues with sleep, they start far before they ever go to bed. Far, far, far before. Good question, though. That said, is melatonin good to take? Yeah, melatonin can definitely be useful. Definitely. So can taking magnesium. Magnesium tends to have a very calming effect on people, and most people are deficient in magnesium anyway, so it's a good thing to have. Any questions, people? I guess I've always tried to recap this. I'd say there's 5 or 6 primary signals for biofeedback you can use. Your energy levels, day to day, your digestion, hair, skin, and nail health. So that's 5 things. You could also include within that, this might be subset to energy levels, but your ability to focus. If you can't concentrate at all and you feel very mentally foggy all the time, that's a sign that things are off. It's 6 things now. And then, the 7th thing, I would say, this goes for both men and women, your hormonal health, which is not necessarily something you can track, but for women, if your menstrual cycle is erratic, or if you have super heavy, if your menstrual cycle is erratic, if you have super heavy flow, if getting your period basically just kills your energy for a week, again, I can't say what it is, but your hormonal health it's suboptimal. And same thing for the gentleman as well. If you have low energy levels, brain fog, libido's down, you could say sexual health for both men and women. If libido is not present at all, hormones they're off. They're definitely off. So that's about it. I guess it says maybe 8 factors total. Yeah, and then these are all things that how are you aware of these things? This is your own internal awareness. This is not anything that you need to be told by somebody else. Once you're aware of it, you're aware of it. What's your end of night routine? I have a terrible night routine. I'm on my phone all the time, but I also have total control over my schedule, so I can fall asleep at 2 a.m. and wake up at 10. I can do that. I'm not a good. I'm a hypocrite, and I'm not practicing what I'm preaching right now. But I also have a lifestyle that I can very readily get away with that. And relative to the rest of my life, everything else is pretty super optimized. I mean, I certainly get enough sleep too, so sleeping's not an issue in any way. Do you think to tweet in other languages? If someone wants to translate the tweets, sure. How do you go about fixing your hormones? Go get them checked. You go get a testosterone test. If you're female, you go get your estradiol levels checked. You can get testosterone checked. Same thing. I wrote an email article about that. It's basic. It's easy to do, especially for men. You just get your testosterone levels looked at. Total testosterone. Fucking easy. Yeah, you can tell what your hormone levels are. Like my point is also you can tell what your hormone levels are by your own physical external health. Look at your skin. Look at your eyes. Look at your fingernails. Look at your hair. These are very easy things that it doesn't take any work to go do this. If you got shitty skin health, if you got crappy hair health, like I said, if you have no energy, something is not working. What is it specifically? You've got over a dozen different hormones in your body at any given time. It's not necessarily that we're not talking about bringing things down to a single numerical range. It's a generalistic, it's a subjectively objective paradigm that you can use. Think of it that way. I'm a beginner with the counting calories thing. What's a good, straightforward, boring routine follow? There's no routine. There's no prescription. Read this book, The Poor Misunderstood Calorie by Bill Lagakos. It's on Amazon. Read that, and then you will educate yourself, and you'll have the tools necessary to make better decisions. I don't give prescriptions. You go and fuck yourself, and you do your own learning, or you don't. Pick one. The best routine is the one you can follow. What else we got, boys and girls? I take off the sunglasses, but the sun is bright right now, and it's in my eyes. Didn't know you were with cool Jesse Peterson like that. Yeah, Jesse and I are friends. Do you think Deep Nutrition is accurate in its analyses? I definitely think so. That's why I recommend that book literally every single day. Creatine or whey protein, if you could only choose one on lifting program. It's kind of a stupid question, honestly. I mean, they're different things. Whey protein is a complete protein source. Creatine is a single amino acid. It's kind of a false comparison, honestly. You don't need either of those things on a lifting program to begin with. If you have a high red meat diet, you're probably fine. So, yeah, that's just, I mean, not to make you feel like a dumbass, but it's kind of a silly question. If you're talking about, is there a supplement I should take? I could say take creatine. If you're buying protein powder for the sake of that you want a protein source, well, then you're better off spending your money on food first. That's why, like I said, it's not a reasonable equivocation at all. Anything else you people have until I finish this bottle of water? What levels of promiscuity do you think are healthy? Levels of promiscuity. I'm not even sure what you're asking. Levels of promiscuity. I think if you act like a whore, then you're going to have the emotional... How should I say this? If you act like a whore and you behave like a whore and you get treated like a whore, then you shouldn't be upset when your life is that of a whore. Say it that way. If you're not going to act like a lady, you don't deserve to get treated like one. You know, then, you know, in turn with that, if you're going to fuck skanks, fuck all the skanks you want. That comes down to how does it make you feel about yourself. You feel good fucking skanks? Fuck skanks. You feel good being a hoe? Be a hoe. I'm not one to judge. If you're being that way and you don't like how it's making you feel, change something. It's West Coast. I'm in California. I'm on the east. Well then, that would explain why it's nighttime. What's a big goal of yours? Do I have any big goals? Nothing I feel like sharing. Ask me tomorrow, though. Alkaline water versus acidic water, do you buy? I don't buy into trends. There is something to the effect that the water you drink, it can affect your health. People report alkaline water somehow making them feel better. So, is there merit to the idea that the source of the water affects how water digests or how water affects the body? Yeah, certainly. That said, is that something you should be concerned about? On the hierarchy of things to be concerned about, probably not for most people. Most of you guys eat like shit and you have stupid fucking friends, stupid shitty friends that you need to break up with. So being worried about water, like I said, on the hierarchy of things to worry about, it's pretty low. It's pretty fucking low. It's majoring in the minor. The things you should probably be worrying about is your diet, your worthless fucking life that you live, the people that you know, they're no good for you, the fact that you can't fucking find the internal drive to make changes. Worry about those things. What cut of red meat has the highest protein content? I have no idea, honestly. I really don't think that matters at all. That's another example of majoring in the minor. Not worth even really giving a shit about. Red meat has protein in it because it does. Obviously, there's leaner cuts of meat and fattier cuts of meat. Unless you're counting macros really closely, does it really make a difference? Probably not. If you are counting macros, it does make a difference, though. You need to know that information. But, the highest protein content, you're basically just talking about like dry ground beef. 97.3 ground beef. That has the most protein. Wow, man, smoke a joint. You're one negative piece of shit. Yep, and fuck you too. Do you think Ayurveda has any value? Yes, absolutely. Ayurveda is a inductive, much more holistic view of health than, shall we say, Western medicine. If we want to make that comparison. Medicine is medicine, though. But it definitely has, Ayurveda definitely has elements to it that are in congruence with how biology operates, 100%. Yeah, inductive. Look up inductive and deductive. Two different ways of figuring things out. Western medicine is very deductive. Block. Yeah. If you annoy me, I'll block you really fast. You all know that. What did you say about biofeedback? You kind of missed the whole thing, my man. Or girl, Valentine. I have no idea what your gender is. You guys with your anonymous fucking handles. Watch it from the beginning. 2 a.m. Damn, just came. Hopefully you don't mean that sexually. You did miss everything. Gender is a social construct. Oh, fuck you. Get the fuck off my fucking Periscope. Gender's a social construct. Yeah, and gravity's fucking made up. Dumbass. Social construct, my ass. Anyone else want to make any stupid comments that gets them kicked off? Like, by all means, please feel fucking free. Guys, don't be toxic. He'll block you. I love you all. I love you all. Just not the ones that I don't. The ones that I don't love, you guys can all burn in hell. But I mean that lovingly. All right, my water's gone. Any final questions? Any final questions? Final things? He ain't joking. No, I am not. Maui Mermaid started following you. Thank you, Maui Mermaid. What elements of deep nutrition do you practice on a daily basis? Do you eat more chicken than beef? Those are good questions. So actually, I'll finish with those. First off, I don't eat really chicken at all. Chicken, unless it's really made, unless chicken is very prepared, where it gets super tenderized, chicken does not really digest well for me. It makes me feel slow, sluggish. It sits like lead in the stomach, so I very rarely eat chicken. I consume a hell of a lot of red meat because red meat digests really fast. In regards to how I practice deep nutrition, I'm highly cognizant of everything that I put into my body. I know that what I eat affects my genetics. I know that it affects my long-term health. My diet is highly nutritious. It's very nutrient dense. I don't eat anything that doesn't give me energy at all. I don't. And when I do eat things that maybe I could say are suboptimal or processed foods, it's planned and it is, and I know the effects of it. I have unconscious competence, and I have a track record, so to speak, of every single thing that I consume. Red meat takes days to digest. No, it doesn't. But red meat for me digests in 12 hours. It digests super fast. Red meat is no, it's not. No, it's not. You've been fucking brainwashed. That's absolute bullshit. Do you watch WWE? No, I don't. So yeah, in regards to nutrition, what's the biggest, I guess, takeaway from it? Everything you eat affects you. Everything you eat affects you. Why explain? I'm not going to explain that. You go do the research yourself. You're bought into a way of, you've already bought into a paradigm in which you think foods are diametric and good and bad camp, and if you want to believe that red meat causes disease, contrary to fucking evolutionary biology and the massive amount of evidence that underpins how human beings evolved and function in the modern world, from 1 million years ago, then you can fucking believe that all you want. If you want to break out of your fucking cognitive dissonance model of thinking that you've got shit figured out because you fucking don't, then go figure it out. It's not upon me to fucking break your illusions. Anyways, but yeah, that's how I practice deep nutrition. I mean, what's the thing with deep nutrition, basically, that tells you? Your genetic health and your robustness is dependent upon everything that you eat. So if you are going to account for that, then you should be cognizant of what you put into your body. Do you eat intestines and things with meat? Yeah, I eat a lot of red meat that is, I guess, has the bones with it. I have a lot of bone marrow too, and I definitely have a lot of bone broth. For sure. I have a pretty high fat intake overall with my diet. I was at the men's conference. Good job. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you showing up. Yeah, that was really fun. Are some carbs needed to spare protein for muscle repair and growth? If so, what do you eat? I eat a lot of white rice. The argument can always be made by certain people that carbs are not necessary. Yes, within a certain context, they are not necessary, but within another context, they are highly useful, and they can be very nutritious. And if you are trying to optimize your physical performance and you train a lot, or you're very physically active, carbs are great. Carbohydrates are fucking awesome. So, in regards to what carbs do I eat? Rice. Lots and lots of rice. That's about the only carb I consume. Occasionally I'll have bread. Occasionally. It's not a common thing. But white rice is literally, that's about probably 95% of my carbohydrate sources. Fuck everybody on his live and okay. How often do you work out? Every day. Why white rice, not brown? Because brown rice is highly, highly, highly overrated. The fallacy, the fitness fallacy that white rice, the fitness fallacy that brown rice is vastly more nutritious than white rice. It's a fallacy, but if you are using rice to get a massive, if you're relying on rice to get micronutrients from, your diet is very, very skewed. I'm not using rice as a nutrient source. I'm using it as a carbohydrate source. I'm not concerned with about the micronutrients in rice at all. Brown rice has, yes, it has a somewhat higher level of, hold on. Brown rice has a somewhat higher level of micronutrients, true, but they're pretty paltry. The majority of nutrients you're going to get are going to come from protein sources, fatty sources. They're not going to come from rice. White rice digests a lot better. Brown rice tends to digest poorly for people. Obviously, it has fiber in it, but the idea that fiber is necessary for a diet, that's kind of bullshit too as well. So, yeah, in regard, like the argument, well, the brown rice is so much more healthier? Not really. Not really. It's a very narrow way to look at health. If you're getting most of your nutrients from animal protein sources, you're fine. You don't need to be eating brown rice. Like I said, brown rice, it's a fitness thing, and everyone says, well, it's got fiber, it's got micronutrients. It's got so little fucking fiber and micronutrients in it, who gives a shit? And it doesn't even taste that good. Eat the white rice. If you're having fatty protein sources and eating meat on the bone, you're fine. You don't need to be having brown rice. Nobody needs to be eating brown rice. Nobody even likes brown rice. Fuck brown rice. Fuck it. That's a good question. That's a good question. Yeah, fucking brown rice, man. That's very much. That's like a fitness California sort of almost like an LA thing too. I only eat brown rice, not white rice. Oh, you're so fucking morally superior. What about breakfast? I don't really eat breakfast. Should I worry about hydrogenated oil and peanut butter? Not really. Again, majoring in the minor. Majoring in the minor. Thank you. Brown rice sucks. Yes, brown rice does suck. Yes, absolutely. Do you agree that what majority of people are on a conscious awareness level of 2 out of 10? Do I agree? What are you referring to? Are most people low conscious? Yeah, absolutely. And are you referring to what you... I don't know what the context of where you got that from. As a journalistic statement, sure. What fermented foods are easy to incorporate into diet? What fermented foods do I eat? There's a lot of kimchi. I go out for sushi a lot, so I get pickled veggies almost all the time. Yeah, that's where I get most of my fermented foods. My digestion is super sharp, so yeah, fermented foods are not necessary for digestive health. I mean, they're good for you. They're very healthy, but it's not as if if you don't never eat them that you're vastly missing out on something. I think Taleb would call brown rice out because of Lindy effect. It's just big brown rice lobby. In a way, it is. It's like the fitness brown rice lobby. Everyone just says it all the time, so everybody believes it's true, and it's not. Yeah, and the like I said, the evidence for brown rice being more healthy for you is pretty freaking flimsy. Do you eat tofu? Sometimes, occasionally. Soy, favorite cooking tool. How picky are you on organic? I mean, I buy organic everything, but I can afford it. Again, hierarchy of effectivity, hierarchy of concern. Most people's issues are not with that they need to be eating organic food. Most people just eat like shit, period. So it's not really worrisome that, if you're going to eat healthy, you have to buy everything organic. If you're going to eat healthy, start with eating whole foods and drinking water. Do that first, and then you can worry about organic food after. I don't drink milk ever. Dairy's fucking terrible for most people. Gotcha. Yeah, like I say, there's levels to this shit. Yeah, look. What do most people need to be doing? Most people can't even eat a fucking vegetable. Most people don't drink water. Most people eat processed foods. Start eating a whole food diet. Start eating a whole food diet. Do that first, and then you can worry about the source of the diet. Milk is so good. Milk causes so many fucking issues for people. It's a hormonal just fucking disaster. Hormonal fucking clusterfuck. That's a dairy lobby for you. Everyone's been conditioned now that dairy is like an absolute mandate to be healthy. It's not. Dairy's awful for most people. Really? Yeah, really. What about raw milk? Raw milk is arguably better, but how many people are drinking raw milk? Many people even get sick when they start eating healthy whole foods. That is a real phenomenon. If you got a really fucked up microbiome, if you got a really fucked up gut biome, eating healthy can actually make it worse temporarily. I think that's why I think that's why certain people insist that in a way like healthy eating is bad for them. And maybe they go eat a salad for the first time and they've never literally eaten fiber in 20 years and it fucks up their gut. Which is funny, but yeah, that's concerning. If you go to eat healthy, and yeah, I guess if you go to eat some whole foods for the first time and it's not in your digestive system can't handle it, oh man, is your health bad? Oh. We're not drinking almond milk. Almond milk is literally just crushed up almonds with water. That's not even comparable to milk at all. It's not remotely comparable. It's called milk because it's called milk because we like to buy products that are analogous to what we are familiar with. Canned or frozen fruit and veg, if you know the source. Yeah, sure, why not? Again, majoring in the minor. That's majoring in the minor. If you can afford to and you have the time to go out and buy fresh fruit and veggies, then go fucking do that. If canned shit is more convenient for you, then go do that. Yeah, it's come down to lifestyle and context. What are your top 3 favorite vegetables? I don't really eat vegetables too much, honestly. Rice, that's not even a vegetable. What vegetables do I eat? I think it's like yam, sweet potatoes. That's about it. Yeah. Rice is a grain. Yeah, that's really about it. Yeah, I'm not really. I consume very few vegetables in all honesty. Cauliflower. What do you do for a living? I hurt people's feelings on Twitter, and then I get money from a magical money tree that I shake each day, and then it rains fucking Bitcoin. All right, guys, I'm gonna go work out now. Love you all. Talk to y'all again.